Can Hearts win the league with a good striker? AKA, can Hearts win the league if they didn't have Liam Boyce up front? Well, we're going to find that out, guys, in this FM22 experiment, because we've got someone who is better than Liam Boyce up front. And when I say better, this guy isn't just good, this guy isn't just great, this guy is pretty phenomenal. Arguably the best striker in the world, probably behind Lewandowski. We've got Erling Haaland in a Hearts shirt for 1 year only, though. 1 year only. He's putting on the maroon shirt. He's on loan for Dortmund. Hearts have somehow pulled off a miraculous deal where they've managed to get him for free. They're paying absolutely nothing, not a single penny. So, yeah, they don't have to pay nothing, yet they'll probably still end up bankrupt like Rangers. But here we go. We've got Haaland in the Hearts team. Still 20 years old, man. He's not even in the prime of his career. Still a kid. Still can't get into fucking bars and clubs in America. That is absolutely mental. Look at those stats. Look at the ones that matter. Finishing 18, first touch 16, determination 20, composure 17, anticipation 16, penalty taking 17. Liam Boyce, you'll never take another penalty again, because Haaland is here. And can Haaland win the league with Hearts? Can they overthrow Celtic Rangers, the old firm? I've always thought they'd be a lot closer this season with a good striker. Now they've got a great striker, and we're going to see just how great Haaland is. So it's just going to be a 1 year experiment, guys. We're just going to go through it. We're going to see if Haaland gets the job done. We'll pause it at random periods throughout the year. We'll see what sort of position Hearts are in. We'll see what sort of goal scoring record Haaland has. And then we'll see in the end, come the end of May, if it was enough to fire the Jambos to the top of the league for their 5th league title. And would you look at that, John Souttar signs a free New Year deal contract with Hearts. It's a shame that he's a loyal and Football Manager, unlike in real life where he's a wee traitorous bastard. But enough about John Souttar, let's move on to the season. And it looks like the Haaland effect is taking over. We're 8 games into the season and Hearts currently find themselves top of the table, although they were top after 8 games this season as well, so maybe it's not so much the Haaland effect, but he's definitely having a good performance, although only 4 goals, but that's enough to put him joint top of the Singe Premiership goal scoring charts. So I guess players just aren't scoring that many goals. Craig Gordon's top with the clean sheets for 6 in 8 games, which is phenomenal, but we all know how good Craig is. Hearts and Rangers are the only 2 unbeaten teams at this stage of the season, and that is what game is up next. It's Rangers versus Hearts at Ibrox. That's going to be an absolute massive one. Rangers win that, they go top. If Hearts win it, they remain unbeaten. They inflict Rangers' first defeat of the season, and they will go 5 points clear at the top of the table. So that is a massive game, obviously, for both teams. But let's look at Haaland's record then. 7 appearances in the Premiership, 4 goals, 3 assists. He scored 2 penalties, or he's had 2 penalties and he's missed one, I think that means. He's had no player of the match, strangely enough. But he is playing on a 7.46 rating, which is impressive. I mean, he is doing well, but if you look at how he performs in other competitions, in the World Cup European qualifiers, he's only played 3 games, he's got 4 goals and 2 assists. In the Premier Sports Cup, he's played 6 times, he's got 6 goals and 3 assists. A lot higher ratings in those tournaments than he does in the Premiership. So maybe this just goes to show, guys, that the Premiership the Scottish Premiership just isn't as easy. It's not as much as a farmer league as people claim it to be, because at the moment he is doing pretty good in other competitions, and albeit he's doing alright in the Premiership, he's not really setting it alight as kind of we expected. I expected him to be probably averaging more than 1 goal a game, but at the moment it's not happening. But who knows, maybe he'll go and score about 5 or 6 against Rangers and prove us all wrong. But it's going to be a massive game coming up. And it ended, guys, in a 2-2 draw. Both teams remain unbeaten. Hearts remain at the top of the table. And Haaland scored 2 goals. We were talking about the lack of goals, but big game. And he's a big game player, because he is undoubtedly, he turned up today. 2 goals at Ibrox against Rangers, against the champions, so we can't really, let's cut Haaland some slack here. He's done a really good performance. Woodburn also getting an assist, but yeah, good performance for Haaland. Twice Hearts were in front thanks to him, but they just couldn't hold on. Rangers equalised twice. Michael Smith got sent off, and then Barisic picked up a second yellow card. But looks like a solid game. Big game, an important game in my opinion for Hearts not to lose. They're now 9 games into the Premiership, and they are still top of the table. So they'll be looking to keep that going. We're going to go ahead and sim quite a bit longer now into the season. We're probably going to sim to the 1st of January, and then we'll see what the league table's looking like then. I'd be very surprised if they've still kept their unbeaten run, but we'll find out. We've reached the new year. Haaland still firing away with the goals, top of the goal scoring charts with 12 goals, 3 ahead of second place Kyogo Furuhashi. But those goals haven't been enough to keep Hearts at top of the table. They've lost 2 games since the last time we checked, and they have dropped down to second place. The gap is still 2 points. The only difference is it's now Rangers who are 2 points in front, whereas last time it was Hearts that were 2 points in front. So obviously still a close title race, still could go either way, and Celtic are still there. Celtic have actually got a bit closer. Now they're only 4 behind Hearts, 6 behind Rangers. It's going to be a close run-in, I think, between those 3 teams. Let's not count out Hibernian as well. They're only a further 2 points behind Celtic, so they're doing pretty good as well. But if we look at the average rating for players, again, it's Haaland who is up there, only beaten by Callum McGregor. So Haaland, let's be real, he is having a really good season. That cannot be denied. He's up there with the best players in the league. He's second at the moment. It looks like Rangers are currently playing better as a team, but you can definitely see that all the other big teams, it's just individual performances. You've got McGregor for Celtic, Haaland for Hearts. I mean, not another Celtic player in the top 17, so that's obviously why they are sitting in 3rd place and a few points adrift. But yeah, guys, even Haaland, he's got 6 assists as well. Let's have a look at how many goals he's got overall. So after 19 appearances, 1 from the bench, he's got 12 goals and 6 assists, which is no bad. His rating 7.38. He's still doing great for the World Cup European qualifiers. 6 appearances, 9 goals and 3 assists, averaging an 8.35 rating. And in the Premier Sports Cup, 8 appearances, 6 goals. Did Hearts win that? No. Okay, they didn't. Haaland got them to the final by basically scoring all those goals. Did he score in the final? I don't think he did. It was a penalty shootout. It was Woodburn. Was he even playing? He was playing, so that's disappointing. Haaland in a final had the chance to lift a trophy for Hearts in the Premier Sports Cup and couldn't take it. Couldn't score against St Johnstone. Couldn't score against the mighty fucking Big Sander Clark. So there you go. Haaland not having a good time there against St Johnstone. But we move on now, guys, to the league. There's still about half the season, just under half the season to play for. Can Haaland start banging in more goals and fire Hearts to the top of the table? Let's find out. We've arrived at the split. There is 5 games remaining and only 3 points split the top 2 teams. Rangers on 73 points, Hearts on 70 points. It's all still to play for as we get into the last 5 games. Hearts can still win the league. And how much is that? It's down to Haaland. Well, I'd say quite a lot. You can see he's top goal scorer there with 20 goals, 4 more than Furuhashi, 9 more than Morelos, and he is now the highest average rated player in the Premiership with a 7.44 rating. So it's actually went up since the last time we checked it. So when the going gets tough, Haaland gets tougher, and towards the end of the season, he is proving to just perform better and better. You all know how the top 6 split works. The bottom 6 split works the same as well. All teams play each other, and that is what the last 5 final games of the season will be. So, big opportunity for Hearts. Even though it's going to be harder to pick up wins in the split, it's also going to be more likely Rangers drop points. Probably going to have to win the game when they play Rangers. It is what it is, guys. They're probably going to have to get it done, but we'll find out. Here we go. Let's simulate to the end of the season. It is all over in Haaland's attempt to win the league with Hearts. This all came crashing down, but the good news is he did get them into a Champions League qualifier, which could get Hearts £40 million if they end up somehow getting into the Champions League group stages. I mean, it's a pretty good season overall. 77 points. You can't really complain about that. It was a good season, but I feel like in the final split there, the last 5 games, Hearts did seem to fall apart. First game, beat Livingston 3-0. That's great. I think they would have been hoping that Rangers would have at least dropped points against Celtic, even a draw at Celtic Park. But Rangers won that 2-0, kept the gap at 3 points for the big game up next at Tynecastle. And that game was Hearts versus Rangers. Hearts lost that one by 2-0. And we'll have a quick look at who was playing in that. But this is the game that pretty much just finished the league. Had Hearts have won this, there would have been equal points going into the last 3 games. It didn't happen. Goals from Morelos and Kamara got Rangers the win. Hearts lined up with Haaland up front. They also got Elanga on loan for Man United in the January transfer window, but it wasn't enough. Haaland there, we need a solid match rating. 7.0 is not bad for a striker, considering he didn't score or get any assists, but in the end, it just wasn't enough. And it was a disappointing 2-0 defeat to Rangers. At this stage, the gap was 6 points. We move on to the next match. Hearts could only draw against Hibernian, whereas Rangers beat Livingston, and that result secured Rangers the league. Penultimate game of the season, we move on. Rangers finally dropped some points. Hearts beat Aberdeen, but at this stage, it was already over. Rangers had won. There was nothing to play for, and then we get into the final game, and we see it was Hearts losing 2-0 to Celtic, whereas Rangers went to Pittodrie, humped Aberdeen 3-0, and, they win the league in style. They win the league in some fashion. But if we look at Haaland's performances, he did do well. 21 goals over the course of the Premiership season. 5 more than Furuhashi. Morelos wasn't even into the top 3, so Haaland outscored Morelos. He was also the highest rated player as well. You can see him in there with a 7.41 rating. Craig Gordon done his part in nets for Hearts, with 19 assists. 19, I fucking wish. 19 clean sheets. So, Joe Hart had a really good season, but it just wasn't enough. Overall, I just don't think the Hearts squad was strong enough. I don't think it's nothing to do with Haaland not being good enough. Had, maybe Hearts had a couple more additions to the team, then obviously I reckon they would have won the league. But it looks like on this occasion, Haaland on his own just wasn't enough to come in and do the job. But yeah, you got that 10 assists as well for Haaland. Scottish Cup, he had 3 goals and 2 assists in 4 appearances. He continued doing great in the World Cup qualifiers. But overall for the season, if we look at his season stats, he featured in 48 games. So he made 48 appearances and he scored 30 goals in the Scottish Premier in Scotland with 15 assists. So he's almost averaging at least 1 goal/assist a game and a 7.47 rating. So there you go, guys. That's the Haaland experiment. Unfortunately, the league didn't get won, but I feel like, who knows? Maybe a season 2 he could have won Hearts the league. Who knows? But this was a one-off, 1-year experiment. It didn't happen on this occasion. If you like this, leave a like, subscribe, comment. If you want to see me try more experiments with more teams or different teams or more players or different players or whatever, well, we'll just do that. And if I sound a bit weird today, then apologies. Bit of a sore throat, guys. So, it is what it is. But I'm trying my best here to create and upload content, even if I'm not feeling the best. But anyway, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll keep dreaming of a 5th league title. Peace.